education department, the school administrators, and also the teachers, along with their students. And the other side is the parents. So how parents are making children aware then how they should behave in the school when they are going out in public transport or the school transport, or when they are reaching the school with the other children. Many times we have seen that many children comes to a home after returning from. We find that they are affected by some flu, viral or something like that. That how the contact tracing would be done by the schools, and if we wish to contain the disease spread, how we are going to do that. So these are the some issues where the children should not feel that they are imprisoned and they have to follow certain kind of a guidelines all the time with their ease mental thing with the learning environment. What kind of a preparedness the school are, whether they are ready, if they are not ready, what is to be done, what the support they are looking forward to, and what kind of a mechanism that if today 1,000 children have joined today, the confidence of other children who have not joined, so they can rejoin they can join the school also. Many parts of the world it has been observed that only 10%, 20% students are coming to their school, and rest of them are still having this kind of online learning. So whether the school will be prepared for both blended learning kind of approach, they will conduct a face-to-face classroom also, and also they will be doing this online training. So these are some of the points which came to my mind, that if the panelists and the participants can offer some suggestions, that would be good for us to take as a way forward for suggesting the school administration and also to the Ministry of this Education, HRD, from our side, from the NID. So once again, I welcome all the distinguished panelists, our
Thank
partner and our team of CCDRR, and all the participants who are attending this. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, and wish you all good luck for that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your speech. You covered that aspect of today's webinar session. Professor, the principal of the American College, to give the special lecture for the webinar session. Sir, over to you, sir.
Hear my voice?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Can you hear my voice? So, can you hear my
Yes,
voice?
sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yes,
we
sir.
can hear you.
Now,
Yes, sir.
webinar. Okay. Webinar on issues of children during normal new school. Risk Reduction, CCDRR Center, National Institute of Disaster Management, Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India, and the Department of Psychology, the American College. Beautiful thing about learning is that no one can take it away from you. Congratulations to CCDRR of NIDM and the faculty of Psychology Department of American College and the UG head this newly initiated Psychology College is one of the popular departments among all in the American College, which is 140 years old. This webinar is about the Prime Minister's 10-point agenda number 9 on DRR and SDG goal number 4. Thanks K. Bindal, the Executive Director, NIDM New Delhi, and Santosh Kumar, Professor and Head, GID RRT NIDM, for arranging a webinar on issues of children during new normal schools. Congratulations. Initiations. It's new, all of us have a exposure during pandemic. It's a to all of us. We have to find out how to overcome these kind of hurdles and problems that the entire humanity expecting now. And we have to take it in positive sense. We have to be positive always. We have to adapt ourselves for any situation. God gave a chance to think about our future. Yes, this is a God given break in a fast and furious and digital world. Let's all face the future boldly. In this kind of situation, many departments in our college came forward to conduct webinars, workshops, conferences for the benefit of their students and faculty, and also to the researchers and public. Likewise, the psychology department of the American College is organizing this webinar in collaboration with the NIDM, Child Centric Disaster Risk Reduction Center, National Institute of Disaster Management, Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India, on issues of children during new normal schools. For the right time. As I said earlier, learning is that no one can take it away from you. I do appreciate the efforts of NIDM for organizing such a useful timing webinar. Friends, it's my pleasure to be with you all in this webinar on issues of children during new normal schools, organized by CCDRR, National Institute of Disaster Management, Ministry of Home Affairs, and the Psychology Department of the American College, to the students, faculty, researchers, and public during the lockdown period caused by coronavirus pandemic. Kumar, head GIDR NADM resource persons, Dr. Bulumin Reggie, and Sri Dr. Kumar, dear CC, for making this webinar a grand success. Hope for executive director.
Thank you, sir, for your special address for the from coordinator. So we'd like to put on few words regarding the webinar you can speak answer. And I would like to introduce the today's speakers, two speakers with us. One is Dr. Philomena Reggie, who is an assistant professor from St. Mary's College, Chukukudi, and second speaker, Dr. Babu Rangarajan, is a renowned clinical psychologist and renowned trainer from Salem, and he has conducted more than, I can say, world record of training period. I think marvelous achievements, sir. Congratulations. And Philomena Reggie ma'am is on very good results. Look at that contributions of her. I think this page, I think she has published more than 100 publications in China. So that's one remark, one point is enough for know the quality of the person here. And they have done a lot of research about today's topic, and they are going to present. Now I request Ranjit sir to give a few words about the webinar, and then we will move on to the first speaker, Philomena Reggie. Ranjit sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you to all, and thank you for all participants on the behalf of NIDM. This webinar has jointly organized with NIDM and American College of Madurai. This webinar has most importance during the current pandemic situations. According to the EU report, about 8.8 children affected due to COVID-19 in present situations. and 1.8 million children drop out from schools. All schools are open after initiative of the government and guideline according to guidelines, but there need to some guidelines related to the school opening is very important because this pandemic situation has directly affected to the entire education system of our country as well as all over the world. New guidelines is not coming till now, but there are some responsibility of staff, teachers, and administrators of the school to how to provide safety to the children after reopening the school. Because we are all aware that this situation, this pandemic situations affected not only adults, this pandemic also affected to the children. One of the example of USA open school, 80% children affected due to COVID-19. So that unprecedented situations, it is very essential to provide guideline and safety norm for the children before opening the school. Because most of the school, especially in rural area, no resources available, no guideline is available. Teachers are not able to understand how to manage social distancing, how to provide safety to children, and how to give direction to their parents to send schools. During this pandemic situations, number of cases of dropouts, children of migrant workers also increases. Its impact on the socio-economic background of their family. So, number of challenges during that pandemic situations, and in these situations, UNICEF and other UN agencies have prepared a guideline with coordination with the state government or central government with different agencies. But till now, proper guideline is not available for the parents as well as the teachers and all parents also. So this pandemic situation, school safety is very important. Especially we have to focus on health issues regarding to the online courses, distance learning courses, and schools administration have also considered about the flexibility about the different policies and regarding to the guideline to operation of the classes in school. So in present situations, this webinar is very relevant for the different stakeholders like teachers, administrators, and parents and caregiver of the children. So, and now I hand over to this session to the
School safety program. I kind of please check your audio, and a few of you unmute yourself. Beginning be given that I kindly request you mute your audio and listen the speaker's inputs for school safety program. Now I request the first speaker. I'm happy to introduce Dr. Philomena Reggie, is a professor from St. Mary's College, Korea. He has, I can say, she was qualified many degrees. One of the achievement I can say, MPhil and PhD. And for her credits, she has published more than 30 articles, and she has academic experience. Here I can say that farmers, management and research and women's studies, these are the area of facilities of the present. And she is a there are different professional bodies. Body is a member, and he has, I think, not only his journal articles, he has published more than published and papers in conferences, proceedings, and many other components. And I'm happy to invite him for this webinar session on behalf of the NIDM and the Department of Psychology, American College. Over to you, ma'am, you can share your learning experience with us. I'm really waiting for you to listen.
Okay, I hope you are all able to see my screen. Is it visible, sir?
Yes, very good.
A warm greeting to all the eminent personals from NIDM and American College and dear virtual participants. A warm good evening to one and all gathered here. It's my immense pleasure to be a part of this program. I'm going to talk about the reopening of schools, problems and issues faced by children. As you all know that this is an apt topic which is to be discussed because after 6 months, you all know the number of cases of corona are going on increasing. But today or for the past 1 week, if you're frequently seeing many or the next summer to start reopen the schools and colleges. You just think of that. There is only one or two issues in the beginning. That time they closed the school, and now the cases will be of lakhs and lakhs. But now they are to reopen the schools and colleges. How we are going to face these issues, especially when we talk about children, how they are going to face this? Because you all know that when we are moving with talking about children, the care for children is very, very important. Because they are going to be the backbone of the country, how they can build it, especially when you talk about our education system. Because why we are gathered here is to share something related to education, because we learn certain things and how to implement, or it is a kind of discussion. It is an open forum. We have a good discussion how we can move with that. That means how many parents will be here, whether you are ready to send your children to school. It's a big question mark. Okay, because the main problem when they are talking about reopening of school is it's an optional to parents. That means if the student is ready to come to school, they can come. Today morning, I read an article in a regional newspaper. It's talking about they are going to reopen school for 10th, 11th, and 12th students. And there is a note, if they are interested, they can come to the classroom and learn. Others can learn through online. And also they are talking about 3 different dates. That means the alternative days they can come for learning. Just to think of a teacher, in the point of a teacher, I observed how it is possible for a teacher to handle different set of students for the same portion he need to talk for the alternative days. Is it possible? Okay, so at the same time, in the point of the children, when we are talking about children as the home and we are really safeguarding our children to the core, at the time how they are dealing with that. Okay, especially when they are moving with that, they need to take care of their children when they are coming out from their home, how they can prevent them from this pandemic situation, especially spreading of corona and all, how they are going to handle it. Just wearing a mask and sanitizing help them to reduce corona, or they are avoid from even the normal cold itself a big issue when we are going with. Okay, kindly mute your mic. Okay, so regarding this thing, you all know that there is undoubtedly the education system is a big question mark. Even though we have started discussing about education system, we are having online classes for the past 3 to 4 months. Even some institution they are having 6 months of or online learning. They are taking classes through online. But even though if the cases of taking classes online, is it reached to the student at the last? That means you need to be very, very clear, because as a teacher or as a professor, you really face some difficulties when you are taking online classes. Not of technological issues, how to reach the content to the students. Is it understandable to the student? Whether the student can understand the concept, you just observe it. Listen to the topic, even though many are talking at their house or somewhere they are talking. The same way students will also do. So, how the reachability of online courses? Whether they can understand the concept itself a big question mark. We are continuously teaching and completing our syllabus and conducting exams, but how the student react for that? Why we are talking about suicide of children? Because you all know that recent days, or recent 15 days, when gone through the paper, many students committed suicide because of the stress from online courses, because they are having 3 hours or 5 hours online courses. Now they are facing is they are thinking that they are out of the box, they are not able to follow the classes, so they are left back. That means they are unable to pick up their education later. So that kind of pressure in the children. So is this the right time to reopen the school? I will give this big question mark to all of you, because this is the real time to discuss. Because opening school in this time, really whether it is good or bad, we will discuss, and later I will go with the quiz also. Welcome, that we can exchange ideas, because that may be implemented in future, and it may help the decision authority to take decision how to protect children from this pandemic situation. Okay, let's go with my presentation. Just observe this image. When I started preparing this topic, I really observed that there are so many images related to the particular topic, and I will go with a pictorial representation, and I'm going to explain you all those things. Just observe that image. That means the students are wearing masks. Whether the student can able to wear the mask for 5 hours or in a school? That is the first question. Because whenever we are going outside for shopping or for anything, for just 1 hour or half an hour itself, it is sophisticated to us. Wearing a mask is very sophisticated. We think that breathe, we will wear the mask up to this, not even to. Actual thing is you need to close up to nose, but it's very, very difficult for us as an adult. We are not able to go with mask for half an hour to 1 hour. What is the situation of a student to wear a mask for 3 hours to 5 hours or 8 hours in a classroom? Is it possible? And also you all know that there is no air conditioning in some schools. There is not even fan facilities or that. So how the student can manage to sit in a classroom for 5 to 8 hours? Okay, so let's have a discussion one by one. And first, I will go with online learning. Okay, how you can move it, as you all know that this is the real situation. How India is going with. Really, the past 3 months, our education system is through online. It is new to us, even though we are talking about digital India, digital last 5 years we are concentrating on giving internet to everyone, but yeah, I will give you a big question to you, whether we can reach 100% without any network issue, and also whether our technical session, that means our network reach the rural area. You all know that 69% of the people in rural, that means 69% of people in India are from rural area, where internet connection, or whether the students those who are in rural area can online classes. Even though that means this is so different, that means we are talking about new normal, whether after some months we will talk about new normal, whatever may be, but the situation here is whether the education reached each and every children in the country. Okay, many are talking about, about the classification of schools, that CBSE and matriculation, ICBA, whatever may be. Many students that they are having a high stand, they are going with it. What about the state government schools and the state board schools? Now they not even started their classes.
Ma'am,
What
1
about
minute,
the
ma'am. I will give the
students?
instruction for them.
Yes.
Dear participant, I think there are two of them. I'm not able to mute their audio. I kindly request please mute your audio. You are making unnecessary noise. Others cannot listen it. I kindly request you mute your audio.
ऐसे भी नहीं होना चाहिए भयंकर इतना भयंकर
The man is saying.
If possible, remove the participant.
Yeah, just ma'am, can you mute your audio, ma'am? I will find him. I will.
Okay.
Khurshid, Mr. Khurshid Ahmed. Khurshid Ahmed. And Snega. Snega.
Sir,
Yeah, I will remove them, sir.
टैग करो या ना करो आपको पता ना करो मैसेंजर वो नोटिफिकेशन दे देता है
Ma'am, expelled two participants, ma'am. You can unmute yourself. Now you can listen, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am.
So,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. Regarding online classes, we all know really tough. That means many families, they are not even having smartphones or laptop or any electronic gadgets to access online courses or online classes. Because I really came to know many students, they are having only one smartphone at their home. Whether they can be able to utilize for 2 or 3 children in a family, it's very difficult. I recently went with one student is telling that when my sister is attending class, I'm not able to attend the class. That means she is lacking with attending the classes. We are talking about many are using smartphone. Even the percentage of using smartphone is increasing. The statistics are they are giving nearly 80%, 90% of the people in India are using smartphone. But it may be for a family, it may be 1 or 2 smartphone. Whether all of them can able to go with online classes, especially if they are having two or more than 2 children in a family. So it is very difficult for a person or for a kid to attend online classes. So what this will lead is they will have a feeling that I'm not able to attend the class. I'm not able to follow. This leads to dropouts. That means many will are not going to college or schools because of this technical issue. They are telling that I'm not having mobile phone, so I'm not able to concentrate on online classes too. I'm concentrating both aspects, reopening as well as online classes, because both we need to discuss, because this is a time to discuss about both the issues. So we will have a discussion, and I will show you one statistic. Impress me when I'm searching for this. That we're just saying where is India? Okay. Connection speed. Okay. 7% average internet connection speed. Okay, even though you can recharge for 4 GB or 5 GB or any kind of GPs, that doesn't matter, but our internet package will be very slow. And hardly speaking, nowadays the network speed is, we are not talking about speed, even the network package will come to an end within some half an hour to 1 hour. We need to protect that network package when we are taking classes. When we talk about students, they need to attend the classes. They are forced to attend 3 hours or 4 hours or 5 hours. Sometimes during last hour, they don't have their own network package, or they will go with they don't have a battery, especially when we have frequent power cuts. In some area you have good power, but in certain areas they have a power fluctuation. At the time they are not able to put charge and all to their mobile phone. So online class also, it has its own merit as well as demerits. Okay, what I think that the positive point here is, for 6 months or 10 months, if the particular student is not reading anything or learning anything, after 1 year, it's very, very difficult. They are unable to read anything in the class, because they will forget everything and they will go with enjoying their own nature. That means they think that this will comfortable for us without examination, without going to school and all those things. So it is a plus in one point. But when we are forced to go with the online classes, what they will do is they are asking nearly, I think, before a month, there is one incident that a particular student asked their parents to buy a smartphone. That father told, no, you can utilize my mobile phone. That is enough for your online class. That boy committed suicide. Even though online classes have its own merits as well as demerits. The merit is they can learn, they can move with that means the concept of understanding and not completing the entire syllabus, force them to write an answer. It's not a solution for giving education to the students. And also here, age, that means you start with the data from 1995. I hope you all accept that from 1991 only we start talking about computerization and internet, and this data gives you up to 2019, that means still last year. So here they are talking about Indians have started using internet, and hardly speaking 54%, that means 50% of the population in India is using internet. Okay, it's fine when we are seeing this data. But my question is, when they are going with the internet, whether how much GB they use every day, whether it is 1 GB or 2 GB or 3 GB, for what purpose they are using, whether it is for online learning or for the social networking or just entertain themselves in watching videos or movies in online, whatever may be the situation. So here the concept is they are talking about only 50%, hardly 50% of the network users, that means internet users. But now we are trying to give that internet to all the students, especially to the kids. So many parents are here, you can feel the real, you know the real feeling. That means every day when you as a kid started learning or attending the online class, what is your role? You need to sit and you need to learn all those things. Otherwise your student, that means you go for watching YouTube, or they can move it playing in the mobile. They won't listen the class. So that is also one kind of issue that they need to filter. And also many students, they are facing issue of physical fitness. That means they have eyesight problem and they have what is that back pain, all those things, because it is a new to the students. Okay, so all these things need to be rectified when we are talking about protecting children. Okay, and the next one is it's talking about our current issue. Okay, and reopening of schools, because this is the topic I am supposed to talk, because government is planning to reopen the schools. You all know that this is the time whether they need to reopen the school. Also, reopening of school itself, when we are hearing newspaper or anything, you may have a personal thing whether I will send my kid to school. You ask this question to yourself during this situation, whether I will send my kid to school. Okay, if you say yes, okay, this discussion won't help you. If it is go with no, after the end of the session, you will go with whether you are saying yes or no. We will have a debate for last 5 minutes. Okay, and they allotted me some 1 hour, some 15 to 20 minutes for a presidential address. Already it was over. And so I will take up to 4:10 or 4:15. I hope it is okay for you all. Okay, and I thank this time Professor Santosh. He made my work very, very simple. What he listed out only I'm going to discuss in the next 15 to 20 minutes. Okay, so the reopening of schools itself gives some kind of what to do, that people will think of whether it is a time to move with reopening schools. Okay, the first one is healthy learning. As positive side, for the past 6 months, students or in their house itself, they are not allowed to move to outside. They are eagerly waiting to move to school because they are long holidays. We love holidays. Actually, we are waiting for holidays. I'm not against that. But if anything is too much, is also getting bored. Instead of watching TV and sitting in front of a computer for learning, and after that sleeping for long hours, it is not good. And every student is having an intention when they will reopen the schools and colleges. but they're not thinking about the practical difficulties that here in the point of instead of living in a home for staying in a home for 24 hours, I will go outside for 8 hours or 5 hours, maybe 5 to 8 hours, maybe the average time. Okay, not more than that, 5 to 8 hours. So the point of a student, they are really waiting. Okay, when I started preparing for this topic, I asked few of my students, "Are you happy with online class, or you are interested to come to college?" They are telling me, "We are eagerly waiting when they will reopen the college." I told them, "Yeah, they may won't give you holidays. Even Sunday you are supposed to come." I told them, We are happy for that because we sufficiently stay at home. Okay, not necessary to be in home. We want to spend some time with our friends. Okay, we want to come out and we want to fly because at this stage they want to fly because even though we have given a golden cage at your home, it is not sufficient for the students. They need to fly out, so they want to go out for the college. They wish to see people. They wish to spend their time outside. But here the positive thing is it is a happy learning. You just think of the online learning. Now I am talking. Okay, many or may see my face and you may get some expressions, but I can't able to see you. I can't be able to get what you are thinking. Are you listening my class? Are you observing, or are you all interested in learning? No, I really don't know what the exact situation is going on. You may join in the meeting and you will take your food, or you may watch TV. You may have sit along with your family members and you are talking. Maybe the same things will happen to the students also. Okay, that means we don't have a good healthy relationship. We don't have time to motivate them. We don't have time to console them, especially when they are depressed, not able to understand the mind of a student. Because it's very, very important to take class. As a teacher, I will tell you that if the students are highly interested, I'm supposed to take class. If they are interested, I need to make them interesting and I will convince their mind. Then only I can able to teach the class or take the class. Then only they can listen my class. Otherwise, they won't listen. If you just come and you can talk anything, we will just sit and we will listen. That is not a good way. As a teacher, I need to move with happy learning. But when we are talking about this COVID situation, it may be of online class, that the students' expression, we can't able to identify whether they are physically fit on that particular way, mentally prepared to listen the class. Everything is a big question mark because talking about mental health is very, very important because as this program was organized by psychology department, I need to touch that aspect also. I'm not forcefully telling that the people to particularly learn all those things. You are supposed to come with attendance. You need to study. You need to write the exams. You need to submit assignments. All those things. It will lead them to stress. Okay? So when they will reopen the schools or colleges, students are eagerly waiting because they may go with happy learning. Okay. And the second one is the important aspect talking about transport. Okay, rightly pointed out by Professor Santosh. That means home to school. It is a big question mark. Okay, so we need to talk about transportation, whether they are going with school buses or local transport or any private vehicles. That means it may be a cab or auto or a two-wheeler or by walk or by cycle. Whether the student can reach the school or college, in between they are meeting so many people, whether they can be able to understand that they can protect themselves from corona, that is a big question mark. Okay, for a reopening college school is okay, they can come. Many few may come with those 1 year, but when they are using public transport or that is the private transportation, is this comfortable for a student? When you talk about kids, especially the school going children, it's very difficult to teach them. Wearing a mask is okay. You just think of it wearing gloves and always using sanitizer. Is it good for them? And is it they cannot able to maintain social distance? Okay, you all know that even we people are not able to maintain social distancing when we are talking about our own family members. If some of our friends are coming from outside, it's very difficult to maintain social distancing. We will be very close and we are not wearing mask because we are thinking that they are our own family. Okay, but the same concept will be applicable to the school kids when they are talking about their own friends. They have good understanding. They will go with sitting together and they will chit chat and they are while they are moving itself, they may affect from corona. It may be possible. Okay, I'm not telling surely they will get, but there are chances. Okay, because when if we are not in a place where everything is developed, even underdeveloped, we are in a developing stage, but a rural area, when we talk about it, is very difficult for them to move from one place to another one place. Even public transport, government is insisting to have a frequent transportation, but it is not so. They are not getting frequent vehicles. And also when you are talking about private cab or auto and all, what will happen? They are talking about only one person or two person in an auto. On the cab also the same situation. Is it possible for a parent to arrange cab for their kids to reach school? Because you all know that due to this migration and all those things and the income status of the people in India, and you may also face lot of difficulties, especially getting income. Okay, you may get 50 percentage of your salary, or for the past 3 or 4 months you may not get salary. All those things will be done. So are you ready to send your children to school by arranging a private individual vehicle, or are you going to take your children to school? Okay, so this is a big question mark, how they are going to reach school. So reopening is of school is okay, they are going to reopen, okay. How they can reach the school at time? Okay, you just think of it. Every individual parent is arranging one auto or cab or two-wheeler to send their children to school. Think of the traffic. Are you able to reach the school at 8:30 or 9? Is it possible to maintain punctuality? When the teacher will start the class and when all the students can come together, whether they can be able to listen the class on time or they will have a stress when they will reach their home. So all these things they need to be considering, especially transportation and traffic, and what about the timing of the school? That also very, very important. And second one is, here is a chart that describing about how students are using vehicle, especially when you talk about 50 percentage of the children they used a private vehicle and 25 percentage by walk or by bike and 25 percentage by school buses. Okay, your many of the schools they are having school buses, they are utilizing that school buses also. Okay, this was from a statistical report how the students undergone the way they are using the vehicle. Okay, and that means the people, especially we are not talking about high income group, we are talking about middle income groups as well as lower income group. You all accept my point? That means we need to talk about this middle class as well as lower class, because how these people will make all these arrangements. Okay, is this possible to a middle class family member to arrange 3 cabs for their 3 children? Not so. Okay, so what will come to their mind is better give education for one child. That is enough. So again, we are to the ancient time that only boy will get education. Like that, it may move. Okay, and because there are so many things are going on. Yeah, as a girl child, you just wait. As a girl child, your brother will listen to the class. If there is some network or some hours left to you, you can attend the class. So that is also possible. Okay, so at the same time, when they are talking about transportation, the lower income group or the middle class group, so the arranging of vehicle itself, it's a very difficult when they are reopening the schools. Okay, and here when you talk about the crowd, the Ottoman people, or if you are having the single cab, they won't take more than two. So sharing and money will be very, very high. Okay, for a month they need to pay minimum 3,000, 4,000 and all. Other time they need to pay only 1,000 or 750, but this time they need to pay more. So some people they may go with 50 percentage of the salary, they need to go with vehicle. So most of the time people, especially the parents, are not willing to send their students, that means their children, to school. That is also possible. Okay, And the next one is washing hands. Because you all accept that this corona, we have three strategies, and you need to wear your mask and washing hands frequently and social distancing. These are the three important points we are discussing. And is this possible? The schools can arrange washing hands frequently. And also it is a point whether it is possible to move with can you able to what is that accept that student can wash their hands frequently? Are you able to train them that the student can maintain not to touch their face or not to touch others, not to touch that product, that means a bench, desk, and some path, whatever may be arranged in the schools. Don't touch all those things. Is it possible to train them? It took some time to train them. And also, when we talk about water scarcity, okay, is it possible for a school to arrange washing hands with a or it may be of soap or hand wash or anything? Okay, so it is the schools have a whether they are having a good facility. Okay, initial days of corona, when I start reading an article, they are talking about that particular village, they are not having water, sufficient water for drinking. How can we use water for washing hands frequently? The same question arises whether it is possible for a school to provide water for washing hands frequently. For that, you may think that is a good option we are having. Sanitizer. Okay, sanitizer is good. Okay, we can, without water, you can use it. How much chemical they are using in that sanitizer? Okay, is it possible for a child to use that sanitizers frequently? If you are using 3 or 4 times frequently, you will get some irritations in your, if your hand is, so if your skin is very sensitive, the sanitizer is not suitable for your skin. So we need to think of all those things because we are protecting our kids at home, and we are talking about sending them to school when they are reopened, whether the school is ready to provide all these facilities. That means the sufficient water to wash their hands, even though they are instructing to use gloves. Is the whether the children can use the gloves throughout the day? If they are using sanitizer, is it good for their skin? If they are washing frequently and washing hands in water, whether the school is having sufficient water to give. So all these things have a, the question arises if the solution, if we find, that will be very good. Okay, so the next one is it's talking about investment in learning equipment. So I hope you all accept my point. When they are going to start the school, as usual, we will run to shop for buying bag, books, this and all, everything new for a new academic year. Okay, so is this the time to invest more for learning equipments? And especially here we are talking about mask, sanitizer, and all those things. Even a low income group people also need, they are supposed to invest in mask as well as sanitizer because you need to access it without wearing mask. So if you are not able to go with low brand mask and all 5 rupees mask, 10 rupees mask, not at all possible. They need to go with some N95. All these things they need to. Whether the government is going to provide that mask to the kid, giving one is it enough? Or they are going to give 2 or 3 to a kid? Is it possible to give 2 or 3 masks for a kid uh, throughout India? Is it possible? We need to think practically. Okay, because and also sanitizer. Because if you are going with medication and see, student can go with that. When they are talking about the 50 percentage of the people, those who are below or middle that poverty line, they need to move with it because they can't invest much for learning equipments. Okay, I know a few near my places, they even pledge their Mangal Shudra for getting loan to buy smartphone because my kid want to learn because others are learning it because all are sit together when we see the nearby houses, they are telling that why they are conducting online classes when they start the class, because the main problem here is they need to go with recharging. And for the recharge, you know that initial days Geo gave everything at free of cost. Now the charge is very very high. Everybody is shifted to Geo. And when we are talking about service providers, they are also learning in this time. So the government may think of providing free internet to all if it is possible. Okay. And the next one is it possible to maintain social distancing at classroom? Even though they are talking about shift system, that means 3 days one batch and another 3 days another one batch. Is it possible to accompany the whole? If you talk about schools, if a school may have some 3,000 strength, or it's the average of 1,000 strength. For the Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, some 500 students are coming. Is it possible to maintain social distancing? How you will provide break for them? How they are going to use toilets? And how they can move with them? Because it is a big question mark. Because in a classroom, you all know that the classroom setup is very, very small. Are you able to accompany students just attending for 1 or 2 days in a classroom? Whether they are going to get everything, that is a big question mark. And when will we start the class and when will you give the break? How they are going to maintain that social distancing? The students will get sophisticated. That means they are not going to listen the class. They feel that we people are stress them and irritating them by using all these equipment because we are very free at home, right? So without wearing mask and all those things. If we are instructing them to take mask when you are listening class for 5 hours, is it possible for that student to wear? And here I show the one image from a school which in China they use the system how they started the classes after this corona. Is it possible? Are we going on investing on certain things to protect our kids? Okay. And the next one is hardly speaking, I will take another 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. And regarding hygiene toilet. Okay. When we are talking about reopening of school, we need to concentrate on this area. Because if a student in a school for 3 hours to 5 hours, surely they need to use washroom. How we are going to clean that washroom without this virus spreading and all? Because you all know that if a person is with coronavirus, if they are using that particular washroom, you need to wash and all those things. They take some time. Okay, frequently if somebody is using, the spreading of disease will be very, 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 very high. Okay, how we are going to provide them a hygiene toilet? Okay, we can't able to instruct them not to use toilet for the whole day. It's not possible. We are also a human. It is uncontrollable. Okay, how we are going to give them health hygiene toilet at schools, as we all have only limited toilets? How we are going to give them break and how we are instructing them to use the toilets? Okay, when we are talking about reopening of schools, not only giving education alone, people are thinking the 10th, 11th, and students will need to get marks, then only they can able to go for college. Okay, that's all right. Okay, but what about the health and hygiene of that particular school and health and hygiene of the student? How they can manage? The one particular kid may have take a healthy food and they have the hygiene environment at their home, but another one kid may not have that situation. So the chances of spreading coronavirus will be very, very high if they reopen the schools. Okay, because you all know that already they have described that WHO described that the children below 12 years, or I will take as below 15 years. Okay, and when we talk about old people, it's about 60. So why they are talking about this? These the immunity power of the particular people, the age group, and easily they will get the disease. So and also the death rate will be very, very high if they got this virus. Okay, even though we are telling that India is telling that 80 percentage of the people affected from corona were recovered. Okay, but when we talk about kids, and today morning I read in the newspaper, I saw that in Tamil Nadu alone, some 25,000 kids affected by coronavirus. Okay, they are less than 12 years old. What about whether we are able to send our kid? Surely we will. A normal cold and sneeze and coughing will give us a fear. Whether our child will affected by corona, we will take them to hospital and we will run them to provide some what is it? Even we will talk about Siddha medicine, Ayurveda, and all those things. We will make them to get depressed why they are reopened the school soon. Okay. And the next one is the first thing is lack of concentration. As a student, they need to concentrate on your studies. That is an important aspect. But when we are forcing them to go, it leads to lack of concentration. Okay, they are not going to listen in the class. They are not, because they are concentrating on how to adjust their mask and how to wear their gloves and how to use sanitizer. They are afraid of people. Okay, automatically what will happen, they are having lack of concentration in their classes. If somebody is taking class, they are unable to move with that. Okay, and regarding exam stress, I hope you all accept that even college students are having exam stress. Okay, even though the situation is very worse, now we are conducting so many exams, this exam, that exam, you need to write assignment and you need to write online test, you need to submit, you need to write in a paper, and you all know that now the semester exams are going on for the past, or that means the third year students, final year students, how they are really facing difficulties, that exam stress. Okay, so when they are going for schools, if they start reopen, system will be normal, because what we are trying is we need to provide normal education to the students. So automatically the level of stress will be high when they are talking about examination. Okay, so somebody may have a question. So what you are telling, instead of a test, we will avoid test. No, test is needed, but it is not based on marks. Not force them to get marks. Okay, you can go with some objective type question. So you can insist them, instead of writing paragraph, you will go with objective type question. The student can understand in depth. Okay, instead of writing all those things in a paper and instead of typing all the material in a word page, we will have some intellectually. When you talk about competitive exam, everything is objective type question. Nobody will ask you to write for 10 questions or 20 questions or all those things. 20 marks, you need to write 5 pages, 10 pages. No, in a competitive exam, we are talking about subjective and objective. So we need to think of it. It is a time to reframe our education system. We may go with objective type questions. That will lead the students more interesting, and also the student can understand the concept in depth. Not only talking about reading the text and mug upping everything and writing in a paper. Yeah, they can move with understanding the concept. Then only they can able to answer one word. Okay? They may go with multiple choice question. Make them relaxed, because they need to enjoy their age at that time, especially the kids, those who are below 18. Their responsibility is only to study, and also they need to be very relaxed at this age. So that we need to take into account. And also while suppose we are conducting exams, how we are going to give social distancing, whether it is with OMR or we are going with writing paper, and who is going to value that paper. As a teacher, when I'm valuing paper, I will get afraid of valuing that paper, because whether the students having that will be spread in that particular paper, how can I value that paper? So that is also a big question mark. And the when we start with relax and start studying is very very important. Okay, the next one is talking about lack of motivation. Okay, so the positive side of reopening a school is the teacher can give motivation to the student. But through online classes, it is not so. We are supposed to complete our syllabus. We can't go with giving much motivation when we are taking classes. And you all know that the duration of the hours will be reduced, and all those things, the days, working days, we need to complete from 90 days to 62 days. We are much focusing on completing syllabus. Whether we are motivating our students. Okay, many professors are here. It is our duty to motivate our students. Okay, our responsibility. Not only completing is our syllabus is not our duty. We need to motivate them. We need to guide them. We need to give them some kind of awareness what they can do, how to overcome stress, how to many things. As a teacher, we need to talk with the students, because they need guidance. They need some advice. They need our support. Okay, because many parents, many are first graduate learners nowadays. Okay, very first time they are coming for the school, even their parents don't know how to read and write, and some parents know how to read and write, but they cannot teach their kid how to work out that problem or how to speak in English, all those things. As a teacher, we need to give them motivation. And if the reopen of the schools will be of pandemic situation, how it will reach the students will be of a lack of motivation. Okay, so the teachers may think that they can give motivation to their students. Okay, and the next one is, highly speaking, many issues are going about financial problems. If the schools were reopened and the situation is normal, when we are talking about new normal, they need to pay the full fees. Is it possible that every parent can pay the fees immediately? Okay, even though they are giving, the government is talking about 25%, 70%, 50%. You can the schools are not supposed to collect 100% fees. But is it possible for the school management also? It is very difficult because they need to pay salary for their employees. How they are going to manage these financial problems? Okay, so that is one important issue. Okay, and the next one is the important issue of lack of practical education. Okay, in sports hour, or when you talk about physical education hour, how they are the students will play. They will sit in their classroom and they are talking about, this is ball and you need to pass this ball like this. They are not supposed to go to their ground and they can play freely, because we are going to lack practical education. Instead of giving oral education, we need to be very very practical in giving things, because most of our that means the syllabus we are following, 80 percentage or some basic ideas only we are giving. It is not practical up to the students when they are entering into a career. Okay, you just honestly tell me, whatever you learned in your school days or in your college days, are you that following that in your career, in your job? Okay, you just put a message in the chat box. Put yes or no. I learned accountancy. I used to write in a note. Am I going to use that accounts note in an organization to record all the accounting transaction, or I'm going to use software? Okay, so it is the time to think of practical education. Instead of giving theory, instead of giving basic, instead of giving all the things, we need to go with practical education. But if the schools open, even sports itself, we don't get practical. Okay, and because we are not supposed to use ground, because if the crowd is more, what will happen? Automatically, the students will go with that and they can't able to play. And also, we as a teacher, we have some kind of what is that? We are having some kind of fear in sending the students to play in the ground. Instead of that, we need to have a social distancing and we can go with certain kinds of explaining certain things. Okay, and the next one is, thank you. If you have any doubts, you can raise the question. We will have a good discussion. And if you are having any question, you can post it in the chat box. Surely I will answer to my level best.
Thank
Okay.
you thank you so very much, ma'am. Very wonderful presentation given by you. You have highlighted many points regarding in her presentation. That point regarding to school opening, and you also highlighted some point related to online learning, offline learning. Also highlighted about the health learning. Also highlight about the transport. Problems during the school, also highlight the physical education. So thank you so very much. Thank you very much, ma'am, for wonderful presentation. And I request to participant to ask question from experts directly.
Okay, many have posted question in the chat box. I will answer one by one. Okay. Kindly give me some 1 minute. I will read your question and after that I will answer you. And it is from Anuj Rajan Yadav. Please don't reopen schools nowadays because it's very danger time due to Corona. We remember that children go to school a bunch on the way and that at time mostly possible spread of Corona. Teachers can watch him only school ground or classroom, but when they go home from school, it's 100% possible. I accept your point, sir. Actually, I hope everybody will accept it. A teacher cannot take a responsibility of a kid from home to school and giving education and taking them back to the school without touching anything. It is not at all possible. And also, at this age, they need to enjoy with their friends. They will go with roaming here and there. They will chit and chat. We can't able to control it. for safety measures, we can teach them how to, but it is in the hands of the government to take decision whether they are going to reopen the schools or not. Okay. And the next one is it's talking. Okay. The next one is on Kasturi, advisor, disaster management. Okay. The school safety plans needs integrated into DTMP and the STMP and NDMP and combine in centralized respiratory check for divisions or provide immediate support in case of any disaster. Actually, to be frank, whatever may be the disaster plan we are having, it is not a right time to test with kids. As children, it's not right. Okay. Even now, you all know the number of cases are going very, very high. But now we forgot about Corona. We are living, we have started living with Corona. We are thinking that it is like a normal fear. We are moving outside. But initial days, when there is no Corona, that means one or two cases, identifying some minimum 100 cases, we are afraid of stepping out from our home. But now the case will be of lakhs. We are moving from here and there, and we are thinking to reopen the schools. Uh, if one student, one kid got corona, what will be the situation to the particular class and particular teacher or particular school? You just think of it. Is it possible? And it is easily spread to the. We can't able to find how it spread to students, and it may reach to their own families, because as you all know that when your kid come from school, automatically you will have a habit of hugging your child, and you can ask what are the things they taught in the class. Everything we will ask. Yeah, it is not possible when we can. It is easily the virus will spread to many people. Okay. Okay. And the next one is. Okay. Another one question: how children can be motivated in the time of pandemic, where they have to face the situation of actual shortage jobs, loss of parents, heavy school fees, loss of near and dears, one punishment given by local authorities to the people breaking law, how to make them understand the difference between implementation of law enforcement order and why people are avoiding the guidelines. Do that remain focused on development thought process instead of restrictive mindset? I appreciate your question. Really, it is the hard time to discuss about this. The first one is when you are talking about motivation in the time of pandemic, instead of forcing them all the time, don't take class. At least for 10 to 15 minutes, talk them about the real situation, and also prepare them for facing the world in a different perspective, especially giving. Nowadays there are so many platforms for online education, and also our students need some guidance. Okay, I hope many will accept this point, because they are not aware of career aspects, competitive exams. They are not aware of. They are just completing their schooling, and they are completing their graduation, and they are simply wasting their time in sitting at home, and they are telling we are searching job, we are searching job. Why they are not getting jobs? They are lacking in giving skill development courses. Okay, especially we are more of math oriented. We need to give them some skill oriented training, how they can move it, and we can give them stress free and also psychological related aspect, and how to face the world with confidence, that one failure is not the end to the particular issue. We need to, as a teacher, it is in our hand. We are going to mold the particular students. Those who are, I'm having some 150 students. Whether I am able to reach at least 15 hearts, ask yourself. If you are a professor, ask yourself whether you are giving
Excuse
any motivation to the student. Okay.
excuse- excuse me,
Okay.
ma'am. Excuse me,
Oh,
ma'am.
yes, yes, yes. Tell me, sir.
Have a
Sorry, sir.
laptop. Yeah. So
Sir, your
I
voice is
request to.
breaking, sir.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for that wonderful answers and questions. And your presentation covers almost all the components.
Okay, 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 okay. Okay,
Sir,
thank you all.
really happy
Thank you
to.
for your patient listening and clarifying it. Thank you for giving this opportunity. And I personally thank Suresh Kumar sir for giving me this chance in talking to you, especially about the current situation, which I want to talk to people. And this is a right platform. So I express my view. Thank you all.
Thank you, ma'am. Dear
Thank you.
participant, I think I move on to Babu Rangarajan. He's a renowned trainer, clinical psychologist, and I can say one. And you will understand that what I said in another 30, another 40 minutes we are going to back it. Sir, I don't want to say about you. I think they will raise questions.
Okay, thank you. First, warm greetings to everyone. First of all, I thank National Institute of Disaster Management dignitaries, officials, executives for this wonderful initiative. And I thank American College principal, sir, and HOD, Dr. Suresh, and all the faculty members for this great service what you are doing right now. And thanks for the wonderful opportunity, and warm good evening to all the participants. Great discussion happened last 1.5 hours. I don't know where I stand now. No, so many points are being discussed and expressed from the dignitaries from NIDM and principal, and also the first speaker. Wonderful presentation. But I want slightly different from what we discussed so far. I wanted to tell you an interesting thing. Reopening a school is right or wrong. The first thing I'll go with it is right, because we are not opening entire school. We are opening just the adolescents, like grade 10, 11, 12, and also college. They are opening. Why I'm saying yes to open. I do understand. I respect all the views what discussed with the due respect of all the ideas been shared here. I wanted to tell you a percentage of the people who's in regular online learning. See, so far almost 6 months past. 6 months we know a school is no formal school education is happening, and online education is happening. Just 40% of the people are getting benefited. 60% of the people are not get benefited. There are many government schools, government aided schools. There are upper lower level economic background parents not able to afford online toys like mobile or iPad. There are so many schools, they don't have an opportunity to start online classes. Even in matriculation school, few matriculation schools not even having opportunity to start. There are so many number of students. If you take 6 months, they are not having a formal education. What will happen if this continues again? If you are waiting for corona to get over, and then you can start the school later on, everything is settled down, it takes long months. Even now the research is going on in the few developed countries about coming up with the vaccination or medicine or something to protect this COVID-19. It is in phase 3. It comes almost, it takes 3 months to come to our country. It takes longer months to establish to the ground level, the grassroots level, to take to all the people to get this kind of vaccination or the treatment to be done. I work in a hospital. I work in a hospital where I closely work with the doctors who's directly involved with the COVID-19 patients. When I discuss with doctors, pulmonologists, he always tell that there is no such dangerous problem for the kids below, that most of the children which we are into talking about adolescents. The problem is the complications of the person who has different complications like diabetic or other health issues. These people are getting into infections in lungs. That's the reason they get into a lot of serious illness, whereas children are not much affected. The doctor's point of view, I'm talking about the message from doctor. So please understand here, don't get panic or don't give panic to students. Last 6 months they are not into regular education. What will happen? There are a lot of challenges. The first challenge here is physical challenge, which already discussed about physical challenges. That whatever the first speaker ma'am told about all the challenges of transportation, all the lab facility, the social distancing, all to be considered. This is a physical challenge for the students. What to do here is, please educate them. They are adolescents. They are much more talented and much more knowledgeable than the teacher. You need to have a clear plan and safety measures to be educated. That's how the most important. See, you can do a flash mob to promote what is scenario is happening. You can do lots of poster presentation. You give tasks to the students to maintain social distance, to maintain what is to be done in this COVID-19 situation where class. And they don't give any panic, most of the students grade 10, 11, 12 who are all going to come, the safety measures they already exposed through media, they already exposed through from parents, they already exposed to their peers that how to take care of distance, how to take care of themselves from avoiding COVID-19. If you are not allowing to come into school, definitely the students will be engaging with outside the world. Maybe they go around and play cricket in the group of people in nearby places. Just see, there are few people are going outside. See, that's what I'm telling. Students are engaging socially right now. So don't say that students coming into school and they spread the coronavirus. Educate them. What is the role of teachers there? Not that too much of population. Just grade 10, 11, 12. Come into picture. Just roll on. Just come to the class. Just be in the class. And there are a lot of procedures to be taken care. I really respect all the words, the hygienic, the water, washing, is there anything facilities available or not? Make sure that all the schools should have that. Government should take in charge to provide a particular hand sanitizer, enough of hand sanitizer, enough of waters to be supplied in each school. The Ministry of Education can be controlled whether everything is taken care or not. Because I have witnessed in the month of June, July, when the lockdown is open, many officials coming into inspections. They come and they do a lot of inspections, and if any AC is on, they put fine. See, so much, each and every shop they come and check and they put fine and they regulated, and now shops are functioning very normal. What happened to the schools? Not like shops. There are number of shops they inspected. What happened to schools? They do regular inspections. They do a lot of see that toilets are being hygienically clean and see that make sure everything is on proper place. And inspections can help to the teachers or the school management to maintain lot of cleanliness can be maintained. Please allow students to be in that state because I'm very much worried about their learning aspects. This is what the most important. If last 6 months students are not in regular education, I'm not talking about online people. There are 60% of people are not in online. What happened to them? They became lazy nowadays. Please. They don't have any responsibility. Morning, what time they are waking up, they don't know. They don't have any control over it. And what time they are sleeping, they don't have any control over it. Where they are engaging, how they are spending time, how they where the time is going with them. Please make sure that the students are becoming lazy, and I make sure I really respect that. Definitely, they are illness to be not to be spread. Health is most important. Physical health is most important. With all the measures, with all the precautions, definitely they can continue their school education. And also government is telling it is not compulsory, it's just optional, and let the optional people can come in with the confidence, with the social measures, with the all the rules and regulations. Let them come in and learn. Let this learning starts. See, when you see last 6 months, online people are going much more higher when compared to the non-online class students. There are a lot of differences are happening nowadays. Please don't allow, please allow them to go to school. And also concentration. If you are not doing regularly, what will happen? Concentration skills also coming down. What happened to their interest level now? The interest level is also coming down for learning. These to be considered in a very high. If your 6 months is already done, we don't know when the corona will go away from our country. And if you're still waiting not to entertain any formal education, what will happen? It gives you a lot of stigma, lot of with the students' mark. And what happened right now? The people who are engaging in online, they allowing to go out. People are engaging in online games. What is that game called? It's called PUBG. Too much of occupation. Please understand here many students are engaging in PUBG, and recently PUBG was banned, but still whoever already downloaded, they are playing PUBG. Even in online classes, if you are checking with the students who are all playing, doing online classes, they should just switch on that online video, or they log into online classes and they are playing online with their friends. PUBG is dominating. There are many people are playing PUBG, and of this is Free Fire. This is again a dominating game. Please, these are all the problem which is happening. Many students are engaging in this kind of game. They are spending a lot of time because the parents may not have a control over it. They think that they are attending any online classes. They think that they are doing kind of learning is happening with the mobile, but sometimes they are engaging in unwanted games. So that's what I wanted to tell you, that please allow the students to get into a formal education. Let the learning start. I know if the students are coming in a 50% basis and a shift basis, an alternate basis, and let the learning start. I know there are adolescents, definitely they know that they know how to maintain the precautions of how to not to affect from the COVID-19. So the major problem here is the habit. I wanted to specifically mention here what happens for 6 months. This is how the habit loop works here. So what happens here is a routine. What is a routine for them? Many students are sleeping at around night 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Now IPL season started. Definitely they will engage up to 12 o'clock. The person who is more interested in, and other series of dramas are happening. YouTubers, social media, what not. They engage. They don't have any other role tomorrow morning. So spending long time in the night engaging in online and then waking up very late in the morning. They don't have a proper routine. What they see regularly like this, the rewards is so they get pleasure. They get pleasure that could become reinforced. If they're waking up at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, even at afternoon 2 o'clock, they're waking and they're eating lunch as a break. From many changes, the biological rhythm is changed now. 6 months without any purpose, they are just enjoying their time and they're getting pleasure out of it. The routine is changed. Because of that, they are doing again and again and again and again. So this is how the habit loop has changed so far. When the school starts, the night itself, the students may know that tomorrow morning I need to wake up. They have a purpose in their mind. So what happened now? There is no purpose. Let morning comes. Just see. It's like enjoying their own time. So please make sure that they are into routine. Their routine has to change. And I can tell you, if the school starts also, it is very difficult for them to fit into school curriculum because their mind 6 months is in a different way. See, for example, I can tell you an example that you can easily relate with me what I'm trying to say. If you are waking up by normally, for example, as usual, you wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning, regular basis. But for the today, you need to wake up at 3 o'clock because you need to do some other work. So what will happen when you wake up at 3 o'clock? Your usual time is 7 o'clock morning, but you are waking up by 3 o'clock in the morning. So 4 hours before you are waking up, how you feel like, how your body physiologically, you feel right in the afternoon or post afternoon you feel like tired because you lost 4 hours of sleep, so your body is not regular, energy level will be less reduced. Same way, if the student is waking up at 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, or 11 o'clock, if the students coming to the school at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, what will happen? It is lack of sleep for them. So they need to train themselves. They need to change the routine. They need to get the reward out of the routine. Then only they get into a proper habit channel. So that's lot of physiological changes need to be taken care. Then only they will be fit into school education. It's not that once you open the school, students are ready to come and learn. No, there are many students, they struggle. They feel like they're exhausted. When the teacher is taking class, they feel tired. They feel like sleepy because that is not the regular for them for last 6 months. So you need to train them. You need to allow them lot of learning to be given, a lot of space to learn. So if you start the school, it takes 1 month to settle down in the school to understand the regular routine. Okay. Right. So this is how I wanted to tell you the habit change. Please, students come to the school, let them know that there is something is happening and there is a rules is also there and they need to get routine out of it, change with a lot of reward, and then only after a few months, few days later, he will be fit into this kind of a school regular system. So once this is open, see, even we all afraid in the month of April or May, June, during that lockdown period is open, people got scared because when lockdown is open, corona affected patients are becoming much more higher and higher and higher. Everyone's mind saying that no, don't allow to put the lockdown to be released. Put the lockdown. Let it be in the home. Let everything is happening. No, that was a fear for all of us. And slowly, slowly, when the June, July came in, and now we understood that lockdown is okay. I mean, without lockdown, also we are okay with that. But we are, somehow we managed ourselves to be, preventing. There are few areas. Yes, I do accept nowadays affected patients are coming up very high time, but what will happen, economically we are coming very low. That's the reason they opened. And same way, the education is very important, and we need to definitely 60% of people are not having any regular curriculum is not happening, only 40% are in online. So we need to allow them to be on board so that this academic year will go on a right way. Otherwise this whole academic year will be in the home. So then a lot of changes will happen. The mindset will change, the protein change, pleasure change, and they will be spending time in online games or some other game or online series. And recently, I've seen, yesterday, I've seen in Tamil Nadu, there is one girl who is 20 years old, college going girl, playing PUBG with online. The 24 years old boy who is also playing PUBG online game. This girl and this boy is a team. So this boy protected the girl in the game, online game. That's a shooting game, PUBG. So he protected that girl during that game. So because of that influences, that girl fall in love with that person, and they got married yesterday. They ran away from home and they got married. Oh my God, this lockdown period, because of these online games, this is also happening. First time I'm seeing with the online PUBG game, even that proposals are happening, love is happening, and marriage is happening. Oh my God. And we all know that social media also influences in a big way of getting into this kind of attractions. But now online games also coming up with very attraction. So please avoid all those stuff. Just go into a regular routine. I do understand the pandemic situation. The situation is very not normal, and cases also coming up very high. And I know definitely we can educate them. Students are much more intelligent than us. Definitely they will learn. And the next important thing is this one. I wanted to tell you this, concentration is a major challenge. So, what is concentration? I always tell concentration is a two channel, thinking and action the same line. When the thinking and action is the same line, you develop concentration. So, what is action? Reading, writing, listening, and doing any kind of work is called action. So, whenever you are in action, you need to make sure that where your thinking wanders. If your thinking is also present in action, then your concentration develops. What happens to the students right now, even in online students or not online students also? Thinking is changing nowadays. Last 6 months, there are a lot of difference happened. This is a new normal lifestyle which is happening right now with everyone. Thinking plays a major role. So a lot of thinking is happening. You and me, normally we are getting almost 60,000 thoughts crossed by every day. So where the thinking is wandering, there are many people, they are thinking about whether I'll affect COVID-19, whether my life will go away. The fear of death, there are many people they are occupied with. There are few people they are occupied with so many other internet stuff. There are so many people they are occupied with the online games. Thinking is wandering. What happened to their responsibility? I need to learn, I need to invest, I need to get good grade, I need to improve myself. Motivation level, that the pushing themselves is very less nowadays, because thinking is going somewhere, saying that school, there is no school, nothing is happening, what I need to think, that level of motivation is coming down. So concentration is distracting. There are a lot of distractions are happening even in online classes. What happened, rightly first speaker told, when you are speaking, when you are connecting with students, unable to connect and unable to motivate them. Why? Because they just switch on and they are doing something else. There is no connectivity because of the concentration distraction. They don't have a concentration. You need to bring them into the thinking, into action, just to develop the focus. The most important, how they need to give priority to learning. Once they develop priority to learning, then only the thinking will be altered to fixed into. So concentration plays a major role. So make sure that your concentration level is enhanced. Because of that, the learning will take place. So everything can be possible. Only thing, we need to allow them to go for schools, because thought level, if they open the book, they think something else. So when they think something else, they cannot get the connectivity with the in the book. So that's how I wanted to specifically say that, definitely with a lot of procedures, with a lot of guidelines, with a lot of measures, allow the students to get into board. Definitely, there will be a lot of changes. Everyone is panicked now. I know when the school starts rolling on, when the school starts going on, definitely the panic will come down, and definitely students will be matured enough to handle the situations. Automatically, situation will be settled down maybe 1 or 2 months later. Slowly, the younger graders also can be included, because if you wanted to wait to Corona to go out, we don't know. We don't have an exact date or exact time to know that when this will go out. Otherwise, there will be a lot of challenges in academic year to be passed on. So I always consider this as one of the chance where you can allow the students to be on board. All right. So interesting thing, I know a lot of discussion were happened. I'm just slightly away from what we discussed. I know some people may not be able to accept what I'm trying to say, and I am talking about mental health aspect as well. Mental health, what is mental health? Mental health is nothing but, how we think, the well-being of ourselves, how positive we are. Most of the time, students, when they are not having a regular routine work, the students may get into a lot of challenges. The students are missing their friends, students are missing their regular routine, students are missing their academic track, students feel worried about others are going high, and what about myself. There are a lot of mentally they affected. Once they come out of the school, definitely this mental health can be taken care. So, and also the routine changes, and when they come back from school, definitely there will be routine work, responsible work, and the assignments, lot of things will happen. Their mind level will be in a proper way. I'll with this, I'll take questions, and definitely I'll happy to answer. Hostel facility, transport facility improvement, tribal girls to come for learning. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Thank you for motivating, making us understand the things student perspective too. Thank you so much. In case schools open, constant monitoring of precautions of students attending school. Yes, I do understand, but sometimes, school always may not be having a cautious about students' point of view. We educate the student. That's what most important. Please educate your students. What happens now? So many social medias, they're coming up with a lot of awareness. Even radios, they are giving awareness about social distancing, mask, and then sanitizer. Same way in school also. How many students are there in school? Just give them an activity, do a flash mob, or help them to understand that lot of important plays a major role. These people will spread message to the in the home. Whoever coming to school, we educate them. That student will educate the community. So the students will come in a different background, village background, or a hill background, or poor background. What kind of background we don't know. But if you educate that student with the proper information, that student will transform to the outside world. So please use this as an opportunity to spread the awareness, create an awareness. Definitely, we can make sure that this educated student can educate the uneducated people in the world. So coming to school is definitely not a bad choice. Opening a school is a good choice. With the precaution, with the inspection, with the measures, with everything, we can start the school. That's what I wanted to tell you. And I'll take the question. Waste of resources and adolescents to age 6 kids to schools with the burden of homework without understanding its importance. Uh, Okay, yeah, correct. So we are talking about grade 9, 10, 11, 12. Sorry, grade 10, 11, 12, not about age 6 kids. Age 6 kids will wait. They are the one which they are just like, impulsive. They wanted to explore the world. They wanted to enjoy. Wait for that below 10 years kids to be wait in the home, and the parents can educate them. Parents can teach them. We are not talking about children below 10. I'm talking about adolescents. Definitely adolescents are more matured than the kids. Kids can be wait for some time. All right, thank you. Mask wearing of hours together, will it be comfortable for children? Yes, of course. It will be comfortable. Let it be learning. One day in the past, wearing a shoe is difficult for them. How come people can wear shoe? That's what the argument happened in the before. And that became comfortable now. Wearing a shoe for 12 hours is comfortable. Wearing a mask is easy. Definitely, it is easy only. It is comfortable only. So we are thinking that it is difficult. We also, first time, anything if you do first time, it is difficult. If it is repeated practice, definitely that will become comfortable. Educate them. It is important. Definitely, it will become comfortable. So we are putting a student's mind feeling that no, it is very difficult. No, it is very comfortable only. Yeah. Oh, kindly highlight some effective measures to motivate the parents and guardian who are illiterate, especially. Sir, that's what my first concern is. Illiterate parent to be educated. Who will educate? Whoever nearby people only can educate. Even media is educating repeatedly. Radio RJs are doing repeated awareness. I can tell you the best way of educating illiterate is educate these children first. The children will educate the illiterate. That's what my humble request. When they come to school, what is the teacher's role? First educate them, and then educate the learn lessons. First educate the precautions and protection, and then after that you can educate the lessons. So before protection, where the learning starts, right? By the way, okay. Thank you. I agree in your intention. Nice and crispy presentation. School have to take clean responsibility also. And good evening. Do you think students' mental health is enough to fight against pandemic situation? You need to train. You need to train. Who? How do we know that whether students has mental health mentally strong to fight against pandemic situation? Hello, we need to educate the students. How to educate? When they come to situation only we can educate. When they are at home, who will educate? Parent has to educate. Will the parents get trained on that, how to protect from the COVID-19? Avoiding is not a solution. Avoiding and sitting at home is not a solution. When you are not allowing your children to come out, it's not sure that you are mentally strong. You are giving you are bringing up your children mentally strong. You are just educating them not to affect. You are protecting from the illness. You are not training them to face the pandemic situation. That's what I'm telling. If you are allowing your students to come to school, you can educate them how to protect themselves. When you give an opportunity only, they know how to fight against pandemic situation. Right now they're at home, they don't know what is the pandemic meaning. If you are protecting everything at home, the children doesn't know that they are in a pandemic situation. When they allow the children to come out and tell them this is what the pandemic means, you need to take care of yourself because of because of the situation, then definitely they will take care of the mental health. When school open, most of the normal public transport, people still following social distancing, like get vaccination, not sure it's safety. So allow schools are ready to proper security. It is only high grade people. Correct, correct. Public transport again. There are many students will use public transport to come to school. Yes. We can request the government to allow separate school bus. We can request the particular school time. Particular school time. There are government can. Ministry of Education can write a letter to public transport department so that they can allow a separate bus for students alone to travel for the particular school timing. So that will be very well helpful for the people. So that way, where there is a problem, think of the solution. Don't think only the problem, then the solution will not come to you. So think of the solution, how we can overcome. So if it is transport is a problem, make sure that the school writes a letter to public transport department to arrange this separate bus for these people. And if hygienic is a problem, write to municipality, write to corporation to make sure that everything is taken care hygienically. If any sanitizer is a problem, write to the department, get the sanitizer done. So it's all school has to take responsibility, or any social organization can take responsibility. You can adapt some of the schools, tell them that some schools can, or Rotary, Lines, whoever the social organization, discuss with them, make sure that one school they have to adapt, and make sure that all the possibilities are there. Put the hoardings everywhere, and put the list of precautions to be taken everywhere, cleanly pasted and announced in the assembly, or have some everyday this kind of jam session. What is jam means? Just a minute session, just every minute just explain about what is corona and how to take care of things. Allow 5 students to speak. So every day before starting the class, 5 students can do a jam presentation. Just a minute, talk about corona, how to protect from corona, and that will be the morning routine for everyday basis. The students will repeatedly learn. So give them that punch dialogue, give them that slogan, how to protect from this. So that's how you can prevent and protect and promote this coronavirus can be avoided. Okay, so please take care of all the precautions and write to the people. Definitely you can overcome these challenges. So webinar very thoughtful. I think during COVID-19 first such a topic related. Oh, thank you, informative session. Thanks all your feedbacks, and if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. And last 2 minutes be engaging. So I summarize about my presentation, why I started this presentation. The objective of my presentation is allow students to please go to school and don't make any panic with the students. Give them enough instructions, motivate them, tell them that they can go and confidently face the world, and definitely they follow all the rules. Make sure repeatedly school has to give repeated information about the safety procedures. Wherever students travel, from the school to home, tell them that these are the procedures to be followed. Instruct them that wherever you meet, whoever you meet, tell them that maintain social distance. Wherever you go, tell them to maintain the social distance and wash your hands to protect. So that is the only task. You are giving a task to the students to spread the message. When they are traveling in bus, tell them at least everyday basis 10 to 15 students, just 15 people, public, you just inform that this is what you need to take care. So they will become person who spread messages to the world. So with this, I'll stop my presentation. I hand over the floor to Ray, sir.
Thank you so very much, sir, for nice and wonderful presentations. You have highlighted a number of issues and given the answers of the questions raised by the participants. Thank you so very much to you. And I request to participants to directly ask questions from the speaker who are present here in this platform.
Thank you, Rajan sir. I'll put a one word about the speaker. I hope you had within the time limit, you understand that, and then we lot of information. First presenter, second presenter, they are given. If you have any questions, you can come forward, you can unmute yourself and then ask a question. Once your question and answer session is over, then we'll go to that water thanks by the coordinator, Dr. Ranjan Kumar. Yes, if you have any questions, please unmute yourself and ask the questions, or else you can ask the questions here. And feedback link will be not shared here. Once after getting approved, it will be shared. And you all know that you are knowing my number. You keep in touch with me once it is approved card, and then I will send you the feedback.
Sir, may I talk?
Yes, please.
Thank you very much, sir. Actually, I'm a teacher here. So I was having n number of questions in my mind. All were answered in just a single session. Thank you very much for this. And I hope still many more sessions every day. I'm just attending this. Thank you very much, Chandranath sir and Suresh Kumar sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for the compliment. And dear participants, if you have any other questions, you can come.
Sir, your question number, sir.
Yes,
hello.
You can go ahead.
Sir, your phone number, sir. Your phone number.
I will update you. I will update you in that chat box.
Okay.
That was to me as a
Ah,
I think I will send it mine. You can contact me. I will share his number to you. Yes. So any other questions? I think exactly we sir, thank you from bottom of heart both Dr. Vilakanaraki ma'am and Baba Rangaraj sir for amazing presentation. You covered need to be covered in a positive and negative perspective on how we can make a change in attitude component and how that you given the case studies related with that component. So thank you so much, sir. Ranjan sir, over to you for vote of thanks.
Okay. Thank you, Professor. On the behalf of NIDM, first of all, I thank both of the speakers, Dr. S. Bolomani Reddy and another name is Babu Rangarajan also. Thank you very much, both of the speakers. We are really enlightened with your knowledge and experience you have on this platform. Now I would like to thank our executive director, Major General Manoj Bindal, for providing opportunity to organize that program in association with American College. Again, I would like to give my heartfelt thanks to Professor Santosh Kumar, project director, project head, Dr. Kumar Raka, for providing full support and guidance for organizing this webinar. Again, I also would like to give my heartfelt thanks to Dr. Devmani Christopher, Principal Secretary of American College, for wonderful for organizing wonderful webinar with association with NIDM and American College. I also give a special thanks to technical staff from both the sides, from American College of Madurai and also NIDM, for providing for developing a posters and all concept notes and all things. I also give my heartfelt thanks to especially heartful to Suresh sir for cooperation and providing support for organizing this program. On the behalf of NIDM, our heartfelt thanks to all participants and delegates for active participations.
Yeah, thank you for what of thanks. I think we covered almost all the individual here. I record my sincere thanks to that participant through the session you are here and then you are actively participating by listening, asking questions in the chat box. Thank you all, and many of you given that this kind of webinars will be conducted. Definitely take care of that. And let me thank the NLM ED sir, Major General Bindal sir, and Santosh Kumar sir, head of the Department of NIDM, and our partner Dr. Devmani Christopher sir, Principal and Secretary. They come forward. When I approach them, sir, we are having that proposal conduct and create an awareness about this COVID-19 and children's issues. They immediately accepted our request, and today that's why we are here. Definitely, this kind of program in coming days, probably training program we will meet again. And with the same resource person with another few more resource person for 3 days or 5 days. With that note, I can thank you one and all from the bottom of heart. Thank you so much. We'll meet again with another program. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.